Jai Jinendra Badhane, and welcome to our second class on Bhaktamar Stotra. These classes are being delivered by Dr. Vinodbhai Kapashi OBE, an eminent Jain scholar uh, who really needs no introduction. I think everybody knows him. Vinodbhai will be delivering three sessions. We have already had the first session, and today is the second session on Bhaktambar Stotra. He will be explaining in English the importance, meaning, and how Bhaktambar uh, can help in our daily lives. As a couple of housekeeping points, if I can ask everybody to keep themselves on mute, if they need to ask questions, you can send them on the chat or raise your hand, and then we can get your questions to Vinod by that way. And if there is any other issues, if you can just let us know on the chat between Darshna, Dhanani, and myself, Kavit Shah, we will be able to help you in any way we can. Vinod Bhai, please take over.
Thank you, Kavit Bhai. Thank you, Darshna Ben. Right. We met last week and we started Bhaktamar Stotra. Last week, I explained the importance of Bhaktamar Stotra, the composition. The Sanskrit poetry are usually written in a chand, in a particular meter. So I explained that this particular stotra is written in a chand or meter called Vasanta Tilka. And in Vasanta Tilka, there always are 14 letters in each line. But of course, that was explained last week. And we have covered up to 12 gathas, 12 verses. Today we'll start from number 13, and I hope we'll go up to 31 or 32. In between, I want to explain something about the Bhaktamar meditation. And I would invite you to join in that meditation. It's very beautiful, it's powerful, and you will feel that we all are going in a different journey. So, because we have to cover a lot of gathas today, I'll start with number 13 now, and let me share this screen here. It's okay now, Kavit Bhai?
Yes, we can see it.
Yeah, that's quite lovely. Right. Gatha number 13 goes like this. Vaktram kvate suranaro ragnetrahari nishes nirjitat jagat tritayopamanam bimbam kalank malinam kwa nishakarasya yadvasare bhavati pandu palasakalpam. Something about the face of Aadinath Bhagvans. And as I said last time, there are different types of comparisons here. Sometimes Lord is compared with the moon, sometimes with the sun, and sometimes a different, completely different comparison. Completely different attributes and descriptions have been given. Here, Vaktram Kvate, where is your face which steals the eyes of the celestial beings, humans, and serpent gods, and which far excels the standards of comparison with the worlds. Now, here the poet says, where is your face? That means he's trying to compare that your face, which steals the eyes of whom? Celestial beings, Sura, Nara, humans, and Uraga, serpent gods. Sura, Nara, Uraga, Netrahari. Once they see you, they will be spellbound. They will be amazed and they'll keep looking at you, keep staring at you. That's how your face is. And it far exceeds the standards of comparison. Now, on one side, you have got the face of Aadinath Bhagwan, and on the other side, you are trying to compare it with the moon. And where indeed is the moon, which has spots and which becomes pale like the leaves of the Pandu tree on the break of day. So, moon, you can't really compare Adinath Bhagwan with the moon. Because what happens to the moon? Of course, if it is a night like this, you will see the full moon, Punam. But what happens in the morning? You won't see it properly. It will be fade, it will be quite dim, and it won't have that much brightness in it. So the moon becomes very pale on the break of day. So moon becomes very pale, but Adinath Bhagwan's face does not become pale. That's how the comparison is made. That Adinath Bhagwan is far superior, far handsome, and far greater than anything in this universe. सम्पूर्णमण्डलशशाङ्ककलाकलाप शुभ्रागुणास्त्रिभुवनं तमरङ्गयन्ति ये संस्थिता श्रीजगदीश्वरनाथमेकं कस्तान्निवारयति सञ्चरतो यथेष्टम् सम्पूर्णमण्डलशशाङ्ककलाकलाप. O Lord of the three worlds, your infinite virtues that are like the glow of the full moon are going beyond this universe. Your virtues are spreading everywhere because these are the divine atoms and they just move away and goes in the different parts of the universe. And why not? Who can prevent these virtues to move anywhere they want to? Because after all, they have taken a refuge into you. They have come to you first. These are your virtues. And that is why they are capable of going around the universe and proclaiming your message and proclaiming your glory that here is Bhagwan Adinath. चित्रं किमत्र यदि ते त्रिदशाङ्गनापि नृतं मनागपि मनो न विकारमार्गं कल्पान्तकालमरुताचलिताचलेन किं मन्दरात्रिशिखरं चलितं कदाचित्. Now, it's not surprising that even the heavenly nymphs, Three Dasangana, that is heavenly nymph, could not pollute your mind by their tempting gestures. when you are meditating, when you are sitting in a lotus posture, or whatever you are doing, no one can tempt you, not even those beautiful apsaras, nymphs from the heaven. No, they cannot. They cannot pollute your mind. And it's compared now. What happens? Will the peak of the Mandar mountain be moved by the wind blowing at the time of the doomsday? Peak of the Mandar mountain will not move by the wind. Similarly, you will not be moved. Your mind will not be polluted. You won't be distracted by the different type of gestures of these beautiful nymphs from the heaven, celestial beauties. So that's how you are. You won't be tempted. This is one of my favorite gatha. Here, Adinath Bhagwan has been compared with a deepak, divo, lamp. And here what is said? Nirduma Vartira Pavarjita Tailapura. Krusnam Jagatrayamidam Prakati Karosi. Gamyo na jatu marutam chalita chalanam. Deepo parastomasinatha Jagat Prakasha. Now, we all know Deepak, a Divo, a light. You know what happens when you put a Deepak in front of God, in front of our Tirthankar Bhagwan in the temple? What happens? You take that little kodu, you put some oil in it, you put wick, cotton wick, and you light it. And that's the Deepak, you know. Adinath Bhagwan is also a Deepak. But what type of Deepak he is? What type of Divo, lamp he is? See what is here. You are the lamp which is free from smoke. See, other Deepak has always got some smoke coming out of it. But this Deepak, there is no smoke. And there is no wick. Divet nathi, what nathi. Yeah. This lamp does not need any oil. And on top of all these things, even the winds which moves the movable does not affect you because you are that divine lamp. And then lastly, once once your Deepak, yourself are Deepak, once you come out, the whole universe lights up. See how the beautiful comparison is. He has been called Deepak, Devo. But the difference, you know the difference. The other Devo has got the wick and oil and it has got some smokes coming out and the wind will affect it. But this Deepak, Tirthankar Bhagwan, there's, there's no smoke, no wick, no oil needed. The wind does not affect it and it lights up the whole universe. So it's a beautiful comparison. We have to imagine this in our mind that Adinath Bhagwan is like this, you know. He's the most beautiful, most strongest, strong, divine light in this universe. Now, this comparison, I'm taking 17 and 18 together. One comparison is with the sun and another is with the moon. So I'll read out both first, number 17 and 18, and we will see the translation. नास्तं कदाचिदुपयासि नराहुगम्य स्पष्टीकरोषि सहसा युगपच्चगन्ति नाम्भोदरोदरनिरुद्धमहाप्रभाव सूर्यातिशायि महिमासि मुनीन्द्रलोके नित्योदयं दलितमोहमहान्धकारम् गम्यं न राहुवदनस्य न वारिदानम् विभ्राजते तव मुखाब्जमनल्पकान्ति विद्योतयच्च गतपूर्वशशाङ्कबिम्बम्. Now we are comparing Lord Aadinath Bhagwan with the sun and moon. Right. The translation. Verse number 17 was, O Lord of the ascetics, your glory is greater than that of the sun, because neither of you ever set nor are you engulfed by the planet Rahu. What happens to the sun? It sets in the evening. You see it set. But this sun, this Aadinath Bhagwan, is not affected. It remains same. And what happens to the sun in the sky? It is engulfed by the planet Rahu. In ancient time, the belief was that the eclipse happens because of the planet Rahu. Planet Rahu comes up near the sun, swallows it for a while, and that's how the sun disappears. That was the ancient belief. But here, Adinath Bhagwan is not affected by Rahu, planet Rahu. It's not hindered by any eclipse. Now, moreover, you brighten the whole world all of a sudden in a flash, and your glorious radiance is not obstructed by the clouds. Again, the last thing is that the sun we see every day, whenever it comes out, it's obstructed by the clouds. But you, O Lord, you are not obstructed by the clouds. You are not obstructed or affected by the planet Rahu, and the whole world becomes glorious in a flash. So that's one comparison with the sun. Now, let us see number 18. O Lord, your lotus-like face is like the moon with an extraordinary shine. It always shines bright in the sky. It has destroyed the darkness of illusion, Mohaniya karma. It cannot be engulfed by the planet Rahu or obstructed by clouds. And it possesses immense luster and brightens the whole world. So same thing with the moon. Here again, the poet tries to compare with the moon and says, no, this is not right. Your face is like lotus, like a moon, but you have extraordinary shine. And you always shine in the bright sky. You destroy the darkness of illusion. Here it is worth noting what Aadinath Bhagwan destroys: darkness of illusion, Mohaniya karma. Mohaniya karma is the worst of all the other karmas. There are 8 main karmas, but Mohaniya karma is the worst. That is the reason, Mohaniya karma is the reason we are going through the cycle of birth and death. And again, you are not engulfed by planet Rahu or obstructed by clouds. So, who you are is much better than moon because of your brightness. Right. The poet compared Adinath Bhagwan with the sun and with the moon and everything. But now he has come to one conclusion. One conclusion. What is that? Kim sarvarisu sasina ni vivaswatava yusman mukhendu dalite sutamas sunatha nispannasali vanasaliनी जीवलोके कार्यम कियत जलधरे जलभार नम्रे. He has been compared with the moon and sun and everything. Now the poet says that what is the use of the moon at night? And what is the use of the sun during daytime? Because your moon-like face is capable of dispelling the darkness. And what will be the use of the clouds, which are surcharged with the burden of water once the crop of rice is fully grown? There is no need for rain to fall once the crop is fully ripe. So we do not need the brightness of the sun or the moon when the Tirthankar Bhagwant is here. See how poet imagines. He takes us into different realm altogether. We don't need sun, we don't need moon, because we have got Tirthankar Bhagwant. And your face is capable of dispelling the darkness of the world. So no use of the sun and moon. And that usefulness is compared with the rain. After the crop is grown, after the rice fields are full of rice, you don't need water. So even if it rains, it's of no use. These are all the imaginations. These are how poet thinks. It's raining heavily here. Right. ज्ञानम यथा त्वयि विभाति कृतावकाशम नैवं तथा हरिहरादिषु नायकेषु तेजस्फुरन् मणिषु याति यथा महत्वम नैवं तु काच सकले किरणाकुलेपि. Now I must explain one thing here before we read this translation. The poet Mantungacharya has mentioned Hindu gods here, and in one of the gathas he has also mentioned Bhagwan Buddha. And he compares Adinath Bhagwan with a Hari and Hara, and he says completely a different thing. So let us read this. The knowledge of Hari means Vishnu Bhagwan, Hari, and knowledge of Har is Shankar Bhagwan, Shiva. So Hari and Har and the other gods do not shine as bright as they do in your case. The rays of light attain its magnificence when they fall on a diamond, but the same rays would not seem as bright when they fall on a piece of glass. Here, imagine diamond on one hand and piece of glass on the other hand. When the rays of light falls on this diamond, it will reflect so nicely and very bright and beautiful. But the same ray of the sun, same rays, when they fall on a piece of glass, it won't be as bright as the first instance. Similarly, your knowledge, because it is in you, it is superior. Understand what is trying to say? Same type of knowledge would not shine in Hari or Har. So the knowledge, same type of knowledge, shines more, shines very brightly in your case. Right. Mannivaram hariharadaya eva drishta drashtesu yeshu hridayam tvaitoshameti kim viksitena bhavata bhuvi yena nanya kaschin manoharati natha bhavantarepi. Manye, manye varam. I believe. Varam means it is better for me that Hariharadaya eva drishta. I've already seen Hari and Har, Vishnu and Shankar and all Bhagwan prior to seeing you. Because now, after seeing you, my heart has attained complete satisfaction. My mind will not be diverted now from you even in the next birth. Because it's good that I have seen Hari and Har first, but now I have seen you, and my eyes, my mind is fixed on you, and I would not like to go anywhere else. Right. Strinam satani sataso janayenti putran nanya sutam twadupam janani prasuta sarvadiso dajati bhani sahastra rasmi prachiva janayati spuradansu jalam. Completely different type of verse, different type of gatha. Hundreds of women give birth to hundreds of sons, but there is no mother whose son could be compared to you. Now the comparison here is with the directions, Disha. All directions sign with different stars or constellations, isn't it? We see different stars in the sky, some in the eastern direction, some in western, some in northern, some is southern direction. But the east is the only direction which produce or brings the collection of brightest rays of the sun. So your mother must be like an east direction, the eastern direction, because of you, because you are born, you because you are her son, which is 1 in billions and trillions. So hundreds of women give birth to hundreds of sons, but there is no mother whose son could be compared to you. After Gatha number 26, we are going to do a bit of meditation. And as I said, you will really like it. त्वमा मनन्ति मुनयः परमं पुमांस मादित्यवर्णममलं तमसः परस्तात् त्वामेव सम्यगुपलभ्य जयन्ति मृत्युं नान्यः शिवः शिवपदस्य मुनीन्द्रपन्था. You probably noticed that I'm not singing, I'm reading it. But whenever you see Vasanta Tilka meter, chant, it can be sung same way. Vama Tvamamananti munaya paramam pumansa madityavarna mamalam tamasa parastat. So same rag, same tune, same melody will apply because the structure is like that, 14 letters, and they are also arranged in such a way that you can sing it beautifully. Right. Oh Lord, sages believe that you are the supreme being. You have the bright color of the sun. You are spotless and you are beyond the realm's darkness. One can conquer death by only following your path. O the leader of ascetics, there is no better path leading to salvation. Because the way which you have shown us is the only path, and there is no better path leading to moksha, salvation. Here the word Shiva. Shiva is used with a double meaning. Shiva here is a better path, and Shiva here is a Shiva Pada, salvation, moksha, nirvana, final emancipation. So that is again a beauty of the poetry. And again, you can see it here. You can त्वामव्ययं विभुमचिन्त्यमसं no sorry त्वामा मनन्ति मुनय परमं पुमांस मादित्यवर्णममलं तमसः परस्तात्. How many times ma has been used? That is again how clever, and this shows the expertise of a learned poet like Mantungacharya. Sitva mamananti munaya paramam pumansa madityavarna mamalam tamasa parasta. How many times ma coming here? And that doesn't happen accidentally. He has arranged it like that. Right. Number 24. त्वामव्ययं विभुमचिन्त्यमसङ्ख्यमाद्यं ब्रह्माण्डमीश्वरमनन्तमनङ्केतुं योगीश्वरं विदितयोगमनेकमेकं ज्ञानस्वरूपमबलं प्रवदन्ति सन्तः. Now the whole meaning is on the next page. too many adjectives have been given here. Let's see what are they. Tvam avyayam. First is a avyayam. Where is it? Eternal. Avyayam, eternal. And you are also, next one is achintya. You have a form which is beyond comprehension. The third thing is adya. You are the first Tirthankara, the first to teach the worldly affairs. You are Brahmanam, the one with the attributes of Lord Brahma. Brahmanam. Ananta, you have no end. You are without end. Ananta, ant is end. You are Ananga Ketu. You are like a comet which destroys Cupid. And sometimes Lord Buddha is also referred to as Ananga Ketu. And then you are like Yogiswaram, who knows yoga. And Yogiswara in a Hindu Shastra was Patanjali. So you are like Yogiswaram. You are Anekam. You have got many virtues. And you are Gnana Swarupam. You have attained the Keval Gnan. And you are Amalam. You are free from the dirt of karma. These are adjectives, Visheshan, given to Adinath Bhagwan. You are Avyaya, Achintya, Adya, Brahmanam, Ananta, Anangaketu, Yogiswaram, Anekam, Gnana Swarupam, Amalam, Pravadanti Santaha. So this is the meaning of verse number 24. Quite a few things have been given, how he has been described. Now the comparison with Lord Buddha. Buddhastvameva vibudharchita buddhi bodhat. Tvam sankarosi bhuvanatra sankaratvat. Dhatasi dhir sivamarga vidher vidanat. Vyaktam tvameva bhagwan purushottamosi. I will explain it. What the poet is trying to say. Buddhastvameva vibudharchita buddhi bodhat. You have got so much buddhi, intelligence, so much wisdom that you yourself are Buddha. The wise ones have worshipped you, therefore you alone are the wisest one. Then next line, second line says, Tvameva Sankarosi Bhuvanatraya Sankaratvat. You are Sankar Bhagwan because you are the benefactor of three worlds. Sankaratvat. Sankar has got two meanings. Sankar is Sankar Bhagwan and Sankar is who is the benefactor of three worlds. And Dhatasi, the Shiva Marga Vidher Vedana, Dhata, you are Brahma because you have laid down the auspicious path. Therefore, you are the creator. You have laid down the path. So you are like Brahma. And Vyaktam Tvameva Bhagavan Purushottam Oshi. You are like Purushottam. Purushottam means Vishnu. Here, Lord Buddha has been mentioned, Shankar Bhagavan has been mentioned, Brahma has been mentioned, and Vishnu has been mentioned. So all three, these gods have been mentioned. Right. This particular verse is worth remembering whenever you go to temple you can sing this gatha on its own, just this gatha only. And many people do it. Even after the arti, people recite this gatha, recite this verse. And of course, I will sing, and we are not meeting face by face, it's on Zoom. So I wish we could have sung this together, but because of different wavelengths and different, provider of Wi-Fi and everything, it won't work out very well. But by keeping yourself muted, you can try to sing with me. Tubhyam namastribhuvanarti Narayanath. Tubhyam nama Kshititalamalabhushanaya. Tubhyam namastrijagatah Parameshwaraya. Tubhyam namo jinabhavodati shoshanaya. If you don't want to remember the Bhaktamar Stotra, not all 44, 48 Gatha, try to remember this Gatha number 26. It says, Tubhyam, yourself, athva, to you. O Lord, I bow down to you because you destroy the miseries of the three rivers. Tribhuvanarti, Tribhuvan, misery of the three rivers. Haraya means you can destroy it. O Natha, I bow down to you because you destroy the misery of the three rivers. Then second line, Tubhyam Namaha Kshititalamala Bhushanaya. I bow down to you as you are the jewel on the surface of this earth. The third is Tubhyam Namastri Jagata Parmeshwaraya. I bow down to you as you are the Lord of the three worlds. And finally, Tubhyam Namo Jina Bhavo Didi Soshanaya. I bow down to you as you make the ocean of existence, this existence of life and death, completely dry. That means this ocean of life and death will become dry. Dry in the sense that there will be no more birth and death because of your krupa, your mercy, because those who worship you. So, and this particular verse can be sung in front of any Tirthankara, not necessarily Aadinath Bhagwan, because it's general. It does not say, O Aadinath Bhagwan, it says, O Lord. O Vismayotradi Nama Gune Rasese Sattam Sansrito Nirokaste Amunisha Dosei Rupat Vidhasraya Jat Karve Swapnantare Pi Nakadachit Pi Ksotosam. It's not surprising, O Lord, that all the virtues, not having found shelter elsewhere, have taken refuge unto you. And you are not seen, even in a dream, with voice elevated by false pride, because they find shelter elsewhere. All the bad things, bad atoms, they do not come to you. They have gone elsewhere. So I'm not saying in much more detail. Let's move to completely different thing. Right. Now, listen to this. When Tirthankar Bhagwan is in sermon in Samavasarana, and when he is preaching, 8 divine things happen. The Devas create these things. These are called 8 attributes in English. or divine happenings, but in original language, these are called 8 pratiharya, like God. These things automatically happen. Ashok tree behind the Tirthankar when he's preaching. He's sitting on Sinhasan, throne. The devas, semi-gods, fanning the chamar on both sides. And there is chhatra on the head of God. You must have seen chhatra in temple, on Bhagwan's head. And devas are playing musical instruments. Sorry for the spelling, musical instruments. Then flowers are coming from the sky, pushpa vrishti, when he speaks. And you will also see halo, a round, bright circle, very bright and white. That's called halo. So you will see halo behind Tirthankar Bhagwan. And whatever he speaks can be understood by each and every person present there. So these 8 things happen. Here, see, it is shown here. Ashok Vraksha, there's a tree behind. Then he's sitting on a Sinhasan, throne. These devas are using chamar, and like fanning him. Then what else? There is a chhatra. Then Dev Dundubhi, they are playing instruments, right? Then flowers are falling from the sky. There is a halo behind, bright. You might see halo behind other Tirthankar, other god in other religions as well. And see this halo, it happens automatically. It shows his prowess. And Bhasha, whatever he speaks, could be understood by all living beings. Now, friends, I want you to imagine one thing. One thing. See, we are born again and again. We don't know who we were, I don't know who I was in my last birth, or the birth before, or the before, or one before. No, we don't know. All we know by reading all the Jain scriptures and everything, that we take birth again and again. So I want you to go back. We'll all go back. And we imagine now that, say in your mind, that I was there in that assembly when Tirthankar was preaching, when he was giving the sermon. I was there because hundreds of people were sitting quietly, and I was one of those people. And what I saw Tirthankar Bhagwan, Aadinath Bhagwan, serene face, glorious, difficult to describe. Imagine everything. There was a Ashok tree behind him. He was sitting on Sinhasan, gem studded Sinhasan, very bright Sinhasan. And 2 devas are using that chamar and fanning him like that. And there was a chhatra. canopy on the head, three-tier canopy. Canopy has got small jingling bells, and these bells are singing the glory of the Lord. Even in the sky, the devas are so happy. They are playing different instrument, dundubi. You can see bright and beautiful halo, you know, and you can also see the flowers and flower petals are slowly coming from the sky. They're a little bit wet, and the whole atmosphere is so beautiful with divine fragrance. And you are watching everything, you are there. And you are listening what the God is saying, and you can understand everything. Not only that, your answers, whatever you have got a question in your mind, automatically you will find the answer without asking him. Each and every person will know what he's supposed to do and what the Lord is saying. Imagine you are sitting there, lose yourself for a few minutes or for at least couple of minutes and see the Lord and see that, oh, this divine thing is happening. I am also watching. I am listening what he's saying. I'm glad that I was there. And I saw Tirthankar Bhagwant at that time. I heard him. Right. How do you feel? So the next verses actually describe these 8 things. There are 8 verses. But out of those 8 verses, next 8 verses, 4 verses, first 4 have been accepted by Shwetambar Murti Pujak people, just 4 out of 8. And they said that no, there were only 4. And all 8 have been accepted, and there are 8 verses in Digambar and Sthanakvasi version of Bhaktamar Stotra. That is why Shwetambar Murti Pujak version has got 44 gathas, and Digambars have got 48 gathas, because the extra 4 out of 8 pratiharya, all 8 have been given there. So that is your answer. Why Shwetambar's got 44 gathas and why Digambar have got 48 gathas. Right. First, as I said, was Ashoka tree. And it says, when you are seated under the high Ashok tree, the rays emanating from you, your perfect and shining body, radiate upwards like the rays of the sun, located adjacent to the dense clouds and dispel darkness. It's a description of the Ashok tree. description of the Singhasan throne, is Singhasan, lion throne. When seated on a lion throne with multifaceted jewels, your bright and golden body shines like the disk of the sun, radiating rays under the sky, seated on the summit of the eastern mountain. See the description. You have to really imagine Singhasan. How does it look like? How beautiful it is, full of brightness, golden one. It shines and like a sun radiating rays under the sky. That's how the Singhasan is, throne is. And this is beautiful to charmer. These devas are holding charmers and they're fanning him. They're standing either side of the Tirthankar Bhagwan. Your body is handsome and golden. And imagine how the poet has described this. See, streams are coming, flowing from the peak of mountain Meru. How would it look like when these white streams come down gurgling? White, very white, and it will come up down, and then more will come down, more water will come down, beautiful white water. Similarly, these charmers, when they go up and down, up and down, up and down, it looks like this water from the stream is coming from the mountain. And then chhatra, three canopies, they adorn the space over your head, and these canopies are like a white glowing moon that has prevented the heat of the rays of the sun. The beauty of this canopy is greatly increased by the swinging pulse, which again proclaim your supremacy over the three worlds. So that was Gatha number 31. Four pratiharya, four divine happenings have been described in these four gathas. The other four pratiharya or four divine things will be explained by me right at the end because we'll continue with the Svetambar version. But I will explain all gathas. Right. I'm going to stop at number 31. And I hope you liked it. Is there any question, anything in the chat? Then I'll try and answer that.
We haven't had any questions in the chat. Darshna, I don't know if you have had any.
I haven't had any either.
Okay.
Okay.
Please do ask
How
your
did you like
question.
that meditation? Little bit of a.
I think that was a really, really good idea. I tried it myself, and I thoroughly focused on that.
Yeah, I mean, it really takes you on a journey. I mean, of course, you haven't got much more time, you know. Otherwise, we could have done it for 10 minutes, but it's no good on Zoom, keeping quiet for 10 minutes. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
If anybody
So,
does have a question and they would like to ask that personally, please do so now. You can switch on your video if you want to, and you can unmute yourself and ask the questions if you have any.
the meditation was really good from Harshavan. As I said, we did it for 2 minutes only, yeah, just to show you what it is, how it is said. we'll try and finish everything next week. And I want to explain something about the mantras and yantras behind it.
Yes.
So I might have to go a little bit faster next week, but we'll do it. We'll answer all your questions. We'll explain about the power of mantras behind it, everything.
Vinodbhai, I have a question, but it's not related to Bhaktambar as such. It's about Murti Puja. When we go to the Jinalai, we go to the Derasar, we normally see three murtis there of Jinendras. Is there a significance why we have three murtis there?
No, generally, there is always one Murnayaka, main god,
Yes,
Some temple has got just one Murnayak only. But if you have more murtis, it will be always in odd numbers
right.
3, 5, 7, 9. So I've seen 3, I've seen 5, 5 like in Kenton temple, there are 5. And in some temples, there are 7 murtis. Because one Murnayaka, one main god, and say 2 on the left, 2 on the right, that will make 5. It's always odd number. But there is no particular rule about you can have just one. And as I said, I've seen some temples with only one murti.
Okay.
Another murti is outside in different gabaras.
Right. Okay. Thank you for that. I'm assuming there is no more questions. Since Sarita Ben said, thank you, really enjoyed the translations and meditation. Uh, Thank you, Sarita Ben, for that comment, and Harshamin as well. Now, if we don't have any further questions, maybe we can bring this session to an end. So if I can ask you to say your last prayer bits, and then we will close.
Who wants to say the last prayer? Anything? Just Darshana Ben, anybody?
May normally it's you. We don't.
Okay, I will just recite Kame Misavajive,
Yes. Yeah, please.
Because that's what generally we say.
Yes.
If I have said anything against, say, God's command, जिनाज्ञा विरुद्ध की केवाई हुए तो क्षमितिक्रम खामे मी सब जीवे सबवे जीवा खमंतु में मित्ति में सब भूये सुवैरम मज्जन केणे सबने जय जिनेन्द्र प्रणाम जय जिनेन्द्र
Jai Jinendra and Michami Dukram to everybody.
विचामिक्रम okay
Jai Shinandra.
and
Naturally.